Got another video from a man, Virgo. You already know. Why you need to become a bad person for success. This is interesting. See what he has to say.
You need to become a bad person to become successful. What do I mean by that? I know your head's instantly going to a bad person. And trust me, I used to be just like you, but like, hear me out.
Okay.
What is a good person in society, right? With some things that we see across media, when we hear about a good person, even in your own life, when you think of a good person, what's some qualities that a good person has? One of the first things I can think when thinking about a good person that comes to mind is putting others before yourselves. In movies, heroes, you feel me? Local legends, etc. The thing that makes them stand out amongst everybody else, like Superman, is how he is so selfless and he's there for everybody else. So far to the point, even a Peter Parker, they're so there for everybody, so far to the point that they're not there for the person that matters the most, which is themselves and or their family, right? We see this countless times again. And what ends up happening, we praise and clap for those people, right? Society, at least in these movies, and even in real life, society praise and claps for these people that puts others before themselves, right? And it gives them a round of applause and gives them the title known as a good person.
That's usually how it's supposed to be, right? But not every heroes get to get that, right? Not that I see in real life, sadly.
Right? And we're taught in movies that these good people, right? These good people that put others before themselves, these good people that literally neglect their selves, neglect their families, and literally choose what everybody else wants. We're shown in movies and media, etc., and stories that these good people are eventually rewarded. But we know this is not true because there's so many good people like my mom. There's so many good people like maybe your parents. There's so many good people like that random old lady you see working at Walmart. There's so many good people who do good, who do the quote unquote right thing to do all the time.
Right thing,
but they somehow never get a big break.
Never get ahead in life. And just always get the short end stick. Every time, bro.
They somehow end up dying with a bunch of bills, dying in debt. They somehow can't find a job after college. They somehow can't get that record deal you've been looking for. They somehow can't get that viral video you've been looking for, or your drop won't go crazy, etc. But you're such a good person, right? So I say to you again, what do you think a good person is? Because more times than not, if you don't consciously make an effort to psycho-engineer yourself and see what's going on in your mind, then you're just going to go to your default, which is more than likely whatever you've been programmed by the system. And if you go based off what you've been programmed by the system, by school, by TV, etc., then more than likely you won't have the tools needed to get you to where you want to go, because this system and these programs are not made to help you succeed and grow as a person, but to stay within the confines of it, right?
Okay, he's cooking, guys. Low key, he really is cooking about this. I'm liking this take. I'm liking where he's going. I see where he's going.
So with that, that's what a good person is, right? Now in the movies, let's look at like a bad person. Who's a
before he goes to the bad person, let me kind of break it down a little bit more. It's like, imagine you try to do all the right things that you told that was supposed to be the right thing to do, and you follow these rules, right? But you never get ahead in life because you're just doing what you thought was supposed to be right, that you was told that was right. Worked a good job, worked the hours you're supposed to be working, to make sure you pay certain bills, to you take care of folks, and all these things that you're supposed to do that's supposed to be noble and good citizen. But you're struggling, you're broke for some reason. People just walk all over you. They take advantage of you. They want to use up your time. They want to use you. They all types of stuff, man. All these problems you inherit just from being a good person. Why? Right? Now he's about to go into the bad person view. Granted, you should still keep those elements of being a good person, but just hear what he has to say, and then I'll elaborate more.
Quote unquote bad person. I don't know, like Eric Killmonger off Black Panther.
Oh, now this is perfect. I'm gonna go back. This is perfect.
Quote unquote bad person. I don't know, like Eric Killmonger off Black Panther. I just tripping really. Anyways, Eric Killmonger off Black Panther was the guy who was aggressive. He was rude, but he was also very, very selfish. He did what he wanted to do and what he felt was right for the nation of Wakanda over what was right in helping the rest of the world. He said, no, let's help our oppressed people. Let's help us first, and then we'll focus on everybody else. And what was his outcome in the movie? He died, right? So they teach us in media that the good people who put everybody above themselves end up being successful in the end, in that they, you know what I'm saying, they live a good life. And the bad people who put themselves first and don't choose what everybody else wants and instead focuses on themselves and what's best for them end up dead, or they're bad, or they're social outcast. That's the mind program that we've been given. So with that stark contrast of a good person and a bad person, that teaches people's minds to feel like you need to be a quote unquote good person, not only to become successful in life and because it's, you know what I'm saying, the right thing to do, but because that is what's socially acceptable, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying that to say, I see a lot of people, a lot of people who want to be good people. I think we all at our core want to be quote unquote good people, people that are good, not shit human beings. But what ends up happening is people end up choosing others over themselves and putting a bunch of things before themselves in the name of wanting to be a good person. And this is one of the sole reasons why people can't find success today.
And to tie off and bring it back off the Killmonger, I think this was a perfect example analogy because, yeah, like he was trying to focus on his people. He was trying to give back. He was trying to draw back all those resources and the things that was taken from his places. I mean, his place, as far as his people's place that he, of his family that originate over there. And he was trying to do was right for the civilization that he was wanting to protect and pursue as far as protecting those resources, right? And guess what? Yes, he got overthrown. He maybe because, you know, yeah, he came off different. He came off aggressive. He came off more of like a Malcolm X type of approach, right? I seen there's like a meme resemblance of like Black Panther being more of like Martin Luther, and then Killmonger was more like Malcolm X, the way the approach was and how they were and their energy, right? But does it mean that Killmonger is wrong? No, it's just he was saw as being a villain. And sometimes this is why I had this conversation with a friend of mine from work. I was saying basically that you have to know how to just play both cards. You know what I'm saying? Both sides of the end of the spectrum, and knowing when to do and when not to do. You have to knowing how to learn how to be the enemy and learn how to not be the enemy. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to play both roles. And I think people think they have to be just good, or that because they're quote unquote seen bad, that they're bad. No, I think that if you play both sides of the spectrums, you'll be able to understand life, because there's a yin and a yang. You know what I'm saying? That's a yin and a yang. Life is yin and yang, bro. You gotta understand both spectrums before, so you would be able to understand how this life works. Because if not, you just be a sitting duck out here. You don't want to be a sitting duck out here with wolves, but you don't also want to be the wolf that's sticking out around ducks. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know how to play both hands. So when you know how to play both roles, now you're able to not be utilized in against your own will. You know how to move in this world.
My camera just died and I just ran through like 2 half-charged battery packs, so let me hurry up and finish this. Listen, bad people are successful because they choose themselves. This is why actual bad people in real life are way more successful than you, because they actually choose themselves in real lives. And even the good people like the Kendrick Lamars, the J. Coles, etc., those people had to be selfish to a degree to get to where they wanted to go. They had to have certain bad person qualities to find that success and leave everybody else behind and what everybody else wanted. So my message for you today, my daily message from Virgo, is to become a bad person, quote unquote. Don't be a shit person, but be a bad person so you can get what you want.
Be a little bit more selfish at times that's what he's trying to say. Be a bad person by how the society looks at it, of you being selfish. When you really just trying to be a selfish a little bit so you can be able to get to where you need to be at and take care of your priorities, so that way you can then be a little bit more selfless for folks later on down the line. You can't help anybody if you can't help yourself. You need to help yourself first. You know what I'm saying? I like this take. I think this was a really cool take. Look at it, and I like the analogies and examples he brought in this. This was really good.
Stop giving others what they want. With that though, I'm Virgo. Go check out my commentary channel. Link is.
Shout out to Virgo. I'm gonna also have his link of the video. You can check out his channel inside the description. If you guys like my reactions to stuff like this and just pop culture stuff, check me out, man. Hit the subscribe button, and also if you're new to the channel, new to the channel, and also if you've been watching me, just hit the like button. Everybody, thank you. It helps out with just anything you do. Anyways, see ya on the next one. Peace.